So Nintendo just announced more Super Nintendo games coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack. What games are they and when can we expect them? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we'll just start here with the post over on X from Nintendo of America. 3 SNES games are now available to play for Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack members. And we have Mario and Wario, Bubsy in Claws Encounters of the Furried Kind, and Fatal Fury Special. And I guess we'll start here and take a look at each of these. We'll start with, I guess, maybe the least exciting one here, and that's Bubsy in Claws Encounters of the Furried Kind. So this is the original, the OG, the first one in the series. So it was released for the Super Nintendo and then later ported to the Sega Genesis in 1993. And this is a 2D side-scrolling platformer with colorful cartoon-style graphics and plenty of attitude, very much a product of its time. So in the story, Bubsy, a cocky bobcat with a love for yarn, has to stop an alien race called the Woolies from stealing the planet's yarn supply. It's a silly premise, but it kind of fits those Saturday morning cartoon vibes that the developers were going for. And the game features 16 open levels filled with enemies, obstacles, and of course hundreds of yarn balls, all to collect. And of course this bobcat is fast, but there's a bit of a downfall to that. Being too fast, his momentum is floaty, and precision jumps can be tricky. It can be easy to overshoot a platform or collide with an enemy that you didn't see coming. And of course, being a cat, you start off the game with 9 lives, which sounds generous until you realize you'll probably need all of them. And as far as the reception, when the game launched, critics were impressed with its look and energy. However, the more people played it, the more its flaws showed. Slippery controls, instant deaths, and inconsistent level design frustrated players, especially compared to the smoother experience of, say, Sonic or Mario. But here's at least a chance for you to kind of try out some of this cult classic, I guess you could call it, and let us know what you think. Next we have Fatal Fury Special. Now this was originally released in arcades in 1993, but the Super Nintendo port here came out in 1994. And this is a refined, faster, and far more competitive version of Fatal Fury 2. So building on Fatal Fury 2, this version improved speed, added combos, and for the first time made all 4 boss characters playable. And the combat felt smoother and faster thanks to refined hit detection and the iconic 2-plane fighting system. Players could now chain normal attacks into combos, jump between foreground and background lines, and unleash devastating supers. It definitely was a big step toward the style SNK became famous for. Now overall, critics praised Fatal Fury Special for its balance and speed. It hit arcades, the Neo Geo, and of course the home console with the SNES and a Sega CD version. And if by chance you happen to have the ACA Neo Geo lineup, it's already on that, but now you have this Super Nintendo version here to check out. And then finally we have a game that's getting its first release outside of Japan, and that's Mario and Wario. Now this is a 1993 puzzle platform game that was developed by Game Freak. And even though this was only released in Japan, it is entirely in English, so it kind of makes sense to release this here for the Super NES Classics. Now what makes this game special is that it uses the Super Famicom, or in our case the Super Nintendo, mouse instead of a traditional controller. Now in the video here it does say mouse controls required. However, on that original post from Nintendo of America over on X, it does say here that Mario and Wario includes options to use mouse controls when played on Nintendo Switch 2. So I'm not really sure how this will work on an original Switch without mouse controls. But if you happen to be playing this on a Switch, drop a comment below and let us know how it all works, and if you can plug up like a USB mouse and get that to work as well. So what is the game all about? Well, Wario, being mischievous as always, drops objects onto Mario's head. You can have vases, buckets, things like that, obscuring his vision. And because Mario can't see, he walks automatically forward or backward and will blindly run into danger if left unchecked. So what's your job? You control a fairy named Wanda via the mouse and manipulate the environment in real time to keep Mario safe. And how do you do that? Well, you can solidify floating block outlines to form bridges or barriers, you can destroy or move enemy and projectile hazards, and you can click on Mario to reverse his walking direction. So what's the goal here besides keeping Mario alive? Well, you must guide him toward Luigi, who will remove the object from Mario's head, all within a time limit. And the game contains 100 levels across 10 different themed worlds. You have forests and deserts and underwater, etc., etc. And also, while Mario is the standard character you can choose, you can also pick Princess Peach, who's slower at walking, or Yoshi, who's faster at walking. Now, at the end of each world, Wanda directly battles Wario, usually by attacking his plane, dropping coins, or otherwise trying to force him to retreat. And once you finish all the worlds, Wanda gives chase to Wario's plane and drops a barrel on his head, forcing him to crash. Now, because of its 100 levels and varying speed and character choices, it has decent replay value. Trying to beat levels faster or more elegant use of Wanda's powers can be pretty rewarding. Now, as far as the game's reception when it was released in Japan, Famitsu found the game to be a variation of Lemmings, and 3 out of 4 of their reviewers gave it a 7 out of 10, while 1 gave it an 8 out of 10. So this gives us another mouse game to play on Nintendo Switch Online besides Mario Paint. And this is probably the first game out of 3 of these I definitely want to try out. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever played any of these 3 games? Do you think Bubsy has sort of a bad reputation, or do you think the first entry in this series wasn't as bad as its reputation would precede it? Are you a fan of the Fatal Fury fighting games, and how do you think this one stacks up to the rest? And have you ever played Mario and Wario, and what do you think about the mouse controls? Drop your comments below and let me know your thoughts. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It really does help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching, and be good.